Jai Hind students. Today's our topic is slope of consumption curve and saving curve. Right, students? Before proceeding to explain the slope of consumption curve and saving curve, first we will recall about the previous concepts which are uh, discussed relating to this topic. Okay. Before proceeding this topic, we all discuss about the concept of propensity to consume and propensity to save, and these concepts have four different variants like MPC, APC, and the same way MPS and APS, right? And the formula of these four terms are already discussed in the form of this, that is denoted as delta C upon delta Y, and this denoted as C upon Y, and the same way this is also denoted as delta S upon delta Y, and this is written as S upon Y. These are the four important concepts related to the propensity to consume, okay, and propensity to save. Take these terms, it can be easily denoted in the graph paper on consumption line and saving line. So first you understand about how these uh, four terms can be uh, written or denoted in the consumption curve and saving curve. Okay. So first recall the actual shape of consumption curve and saving curve. Right, students? Earlier we have already discussed about the shape of consumption curve, which is in this shape. This consumption curve is started from the y-axis. Okay, and in x-axis we are denoted as the income level. Okay, and in this on y-axis, that is consumption expenditure C. Okay, and this consumption curve is actually in this shape, upward sloping line, that is denoted as CC line, right? This is the consumption curve or the consumption line. Okay, and our motto is to denote these terms on consumption curve, right? How we can denote APC and MPC on this consumption curve, and the same way uh, the saving curve is also we can show here, that is the actual shape of saving curve, that is in this way. This is income level and this is the saving, and recall this that the saving curve is always started from the negative axis of y. Okay, and this is in this shape. This is the straight line saving curve, this, right? And this, suppose this is a point, suppose this is point A. Okay, and this point is denote the saving is 0. This point is called break even point, break even point, right, students? So first you understand about how we can show these terms MPC, APC, MPS and APS on the consumption curve and saving curve. Okay, first suppose there is a income level. Suppose a point on the consumption line is suppose this is point M. Okay, and this point, if you want to find the how much the uh, amount of income and amount of consumption, you can easily find. Suppose this is the level of income is Y1 and this is the consumption level is C1. Okay, so on at the level of OY1 income, the consumption expenditure is OC1. Okay, and if income will increase, suppose this income increases from Y1 to Y2. Okay, then consumption will also increase, and this curve shows this increase in the consumption level. Suppose this point is N and this consumption level is C2. Right, students? So this curve shows as income increases, this consumption will also increases. Okay. If you want to find how much this income increases, you can easily find this is the distance which is shows the change in income. Right. This is delta Y. And this is the previous consumption expenditure OC1, and after increase in the income, that new consumption expenditure will be OC2. How much the increase in consumption, that is this level, and it can be written as delta C, right? So already you have uh, understand this concept, that is MPC is denoted as change in consumption and change in income. It means this ratio delta C and delta Y denote the MPC. It means this delta C, that is C here, MPC is delta C upon delta Y, and any this portion shows the delta C and this portion shows the delta Y. Delta Y means change in income and delta C, that is change in consumption. Right, students? So the ratio between these two, change in consumption and change in income, that denoted as MPC. Right? And at the same way, this is a triangle. मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आपको मैथमेटिक्स में ले जाऊंगा. This triangle is right angle triangle. See here, this is a right angle triangle, right? This is a 90-degree angle, and this angle is suppose theta. Okay, तो ये angle that shows the angle shows the slope of this line. Line slope का मतलब है how much the slope is this line. This is called slope of this curve. Slope of this curve means this curve may be if the slope change this curve, that it may be this shape, it may be this shape, it may be this shape. Means the angle of this curve is continuously changing. This, if this angle is theta, this is theta 1. Okay, so if this consumption curve is moved to upward, then the slope of this curve will increase, and this, if the curve is uh, forward to this downward, then the slope will decrease. But the purpose is how you can measure the slope of this consumption curve. This is very simple. You can find the change between the consumption and income, and simple ratio delta C upon delta Y denote this shape. But in mathematically understand, if you able to understand, this is what, this is the base and this is a perpendicular, this is a perpendicular and this is the base. If you want to find the angle tan theta, that is denoted as what, perpendicular upon base, means delta C upon delta Y. This perpendicular is delta C and the base is delta Y. That is the simple ratio, that is tan theta. Or this tan theta is called slope of the triangle, slope. So this line uh, का जो slope होगा, that is denoted as tan theta, and this is called slope. So the main thing to understand in this diagram, that is MPCs always denote the slope of this curve. This is simply which you want to understand. This is always MPC shows the slope of consumption curve. Okay, so slope of consumption curve is always denoted as MPC. MPC, that is delta C upon delta Y. Okay, students. And if what how you can show this value APC, any point on M or N. Suppose if you want to at point M, what will be the value of APC? See, this is simple. The amount of this and the amount of this. Okay. So this is simple. APC is, that is what? How much the level of income, that is OY1, and how much the household consumption expenditure, that is OC1. Means this simple ratio C upon Y, which is in this graph, that is OC1 upon OY1. Okay, so in graph paper or in the diagram, you can easily find at point M the value of APC, that is OC1 upon OY1. Okay, the distance between O and Y1 and the distance between O and C1. Okay, this point reflect the how much consumption expenditure is MY1. It is also written as MY1, and how much change in how much the level of income, that is OY1. So MY1 या OC1 both are the same. This, so this can be easily denoted as APC. APC को ग्राफ पेपर में आप इस तरीके से दिखा सकते हैं, राइट स्टूडेंट्स। तो मैंने आपको इस कंजम्पशन कर्व या कंजम्पशन लाइन में एपीसी और एमपीसी को किस तरीके से दिखा सकते हैं उसको मैंने बताया। अगर इसकी न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू होगी तो आप न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं। सपोज करो दिस लेवल ऑफ इनकम इज 100 and this is 200, and suppose this consumption level is also 100, okay, and this 150, so you can easily find, right। चलिए आगे। अब नेक्स्ट इसमें जो सेविंग कर्व में दिस कॉन्सेप्ट एज सेम वे यू कैन इजिली डिनोट the value of MPS and APS. If you have the point on the saving curve, that is suppose point P, okay, and on this point P, if the level of income is Y3 and the saving level is suppose S3, right, and is what the amount of saving is OS3 and the level of income is OY3, then you can easily find the value of APS. Okay, APS at point P, at point P, the value of APS, what, that is simply S upon Y होता है APS, और what is the S, that is OS1, this OS1, that is the saving, ये, या इसको simply कह सकते हो, that is what, PY3, and what is the level of income, that is OY3. So the simple ratio between the distance of PY3 and level of income OY3, ये इस पॉइंट P पर शो करेगा the value of APS, right। तो you can easily find the value of APS on any point on the saving curve. If the another point is suppose Q, right, and the level of income is Y4 and the level of saving is suppose S4, how much change in income, this is change in income is this is change in income, how much change in saving, this is the change in saving, suppose delta S and this is the delta Y, so that is simple ratio between this, that is noted as MPS, that is delta S upon delta Y. Okay, this distance shows the change in income and this distance shows the change in saving. So if you can move from point P to point Q, how much change in income and how much change in saving you can easily find on this curve, right? And the ratio between the change in saving and change in income, that is denoted as MPS, right? And this angle shows the slope of this curve, or this angle that is also at the same way, that is tan theta is equal to find, and this delta S upon delta Y. So it can be easily denoted as slope of saving curve, slope of S curve, that is denoted as MPS, which is delta S upon delta Y, राइट स्टूडेंट। तो यहाँ पर आपको मैंने दो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें बताई कि जो टर्म MPC है, दिस ऑलवेज शोज द स्लोप ऑफ कंजम्पशन कर्व, एंड द टर्म MPS दैट शोज ऑलवेज द स्लोप ऑफ सेविंग कर्व, राइट। तो ये एक बहुत सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट था जिसको कि आपको मैं समझाना चाह रहा था, और आई होप कि आप लोगों ने ये कॉन्सेप्ट अच्छे से समझ चुके होंगे कि किस तरीके से हम कंजम्पशन कर्व और सेविंग कर्व में ये जो टर्म्स हैं इनको हम दिखा सकते हैं, और दिखा करके उस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पर हम इनकी वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। एक जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ध्यान देने वाली है कि आप देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर जो कंजम्पशन और इनकम का जो चेंज है, और यहाँ पर जो सेविंग और इनकम का चेंज है, अगर आप सपोज यहाँ पर आते होते तो यहाँ पर सेविंग निगेटिव होती, ठीक है। बट सेविंग अगर निगेटिव होती, सपोज करो इस पॉइंट पर आप निकालना चाहते, तो लेवल ऑफ इनकम क्या है, सपोज करो ये पॉइंट आपका एल है, तो इस एल पॉइंट पर क्या है आप इजिली पता कर सकते हो कि दिस इज द सेविंग एंड दिस इज द इनकम। और सेविंग और इनकम इस पॉइंट पर व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ एपीएस, यहाँ पर एपीएस की वैल्यू क्या होगी, निगेटिव आएगी। क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पर कहने का मतलब है एपीएस की वैल्यू निगेटिव हो सकती है, लेकिन क्या एपीसी की वैल्यू निगेटिव हो सकती है? नहीं, क्योंकि यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हैं कि ये हमेशा जो सेविंग कंजम्पशन कर्व है वो पॉजिटिव क्वाड्रेंट पे है, ये इस पूरे जो ये पॉजिटिव टर्म है, इसलिए हमेशा एपीएस की वैल्यू क्या होगी, वो पॉजिटिव होगी। बट क्या एपीएस की वैल्यू जीरो हो सकती है, सॉरी एपीसी की वैल्यू जीरो हो सकती है? नहीं हो सकती है, क्योंकि कंजम्पशन नेवर बी जीरो। ओके, कंजम्पशन की वैल्यू कभी भी जीरो नहीं हो सकती, और जीरो तभी हो सकती है जब ऊपर की वैल्यू जीरो हो। तो एक चीज और आपको यहाँ पे समझना है कि एपीसी की वैल्यू क्या जीरो हो सकती है? ये जीरो तभी हो सकता है क्योंकि दिस एपीसी शोज द रेशियो बिटवीन सी एंड वाई, राइट। एंड इफ सी इज इक्वल टू जीरो, देन एपीसी विल बी जीरो एंड सी नेवर बी जीरो, क्योंकि देर इज अ सम मिनिमम लेवल ऑफ कंजम्पशन टेक प्लेस in the economy whether income is zero or not, okay। so ये जीरो नहीं हो सकता, इसलिए इसका कुछ ना कुछ अमाउंट होगा, वो आपको हम आगे बताएंगे जब हम इसके न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करेंगे, राइट स्टूडेंट्स। चलिए